Welcome to the NTN Nightly. I'm Nisha Charles. This edition's top stories. September records unprecedented tourism figures with more than 21,000 stay-over visitors. A major initiative aimed at improving cardiovascular health in Saint Lucia is launched. The Department of Human Services celebrates Saint Lucia's centenarians, and the NTN Nouvelle are Creole. St. Lucia's tourism sector has recorded another major feat, already basking in 7 record-breaking months of increases for 2019. The month of September has proven unprecedented for visitor arrivals to the island, specifically stay-over arrivals. Figures indicate that St. Lucia received 21,608 stay-over visitors for the month of September, a 15% increase from last September and the largest percentage increase for the year. This figure also surpassed the record set in 2017, 20,049, by more than 1,000 additional visitors, or 7.8%, in the aftermath of Hurricanes Irma and Maria that severely affected several other Caribbean islands that month. Most of this growth was driven by the 15% increase in arrivals from the U.S. market, an additional 1,156 visitors, despite there being no major difference in airlift from that market. The second largest real growth, 1,144 additional visitors, was seen in the Caribbean market, which grew by 25%, owing in large measure to the hosting of CPL cricket endorsed under the Caribcation banner. All other markets except the UK and other parts of Europe increased by double digits in September, with France and Canada in the lead, with 52% and 43% increases respectively. In more tourism-related news, the World Cruising Club is preparing to host the 30th edition of the Atlantic Rally for Cruisers, the ARC, to St. Lucia. This year, organizers are ramping up activities commemorating this milestone, including a youth component. Anissa Antoine has details.
Every year, the Atlantic Rally for Cruisers attracts over 200 boats and 1,200 people who sail across the Atlantic from Gran Canaria to St. Lucia. The World Cruising Club, WCC, has officially announced the 2019 ARC Youth Team. Of the 12 young people participating in the ARC, 6 of them are St. Lucian natives. Anthony Burgas, chairman of the ARC Planning Committee, explained that the ARC Youth Team has been conceived in commemoration of the 30th edition of the ARC and St. Lucia's 40th independence anniversary.
World Cruising Club have created a unique opportunity that celebrates both the history and the future of the connection between the ARC and St. Lucia, and also brings the St. Lucian youth and the local maritime industries to the forefront. In essence, the ARC Youth Team will place 12 young people together to sail across the Atlantic Ocean with the ARC this year. But it's not just any 12 young people. The ARC Youth Team is made up of 6 young people from St. Lucia, 4 from Gran Canaria, where the ARC starts each year, and 2 from the United Kingdom.
The ARC Youth Team will sail west across 2,700 nautical miles on a 72 still Challenger sailing yacht named Challenger 1.
This journey across the Atlantic Ocean will be an amazing adventure for our young participants, and I'm sure they'll remember it for the rest of their lives. It will undoubtedly be hard work, but at the same time challenging, spectacular, educational, rewarding, confidence building, and a solid lesson in team building.
ARC Youth Team member Krisanki Flood expressed gratitude to the WCC for granting him the opportunity to be a part of the ARC.
When I got into sailing, I was hearing about the Atlantic Rally for Cruisers, where every year during December time you have hundreds of boats crossing the Atlantic. And I sat down one day, I said, well, one of those days I might get a chance, if I keep my head the right way, going the right path, to get the chance to cross the Atlantic. And here I am today, thankful for the opportunity for going across. If I'm nervous, yes I am. Right? I've never been so nervous in my life before. But I've been training not training, but going out Monday to Friday at the resort, sailing out in the Atlantic for an hour with staff and guests, and this is my practice until I leave.
The ARC Youth team is scheduled to leave Las Palmas de Gran Canaria on Sunday, November 24th, 2019. From the Government Information Service, I am Anicia Antoine reporting.
The Department of Health and Wellness, in collaboration with the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO, recently launched the HEARTS Initiative, aimed at improving the cardiovascular health of the Saint Lucia population. More in this report from Fennel Neptune.
The HEARTS Initiative is aimed at improving the prevention and control of cardiovascular diseases in Saint Lucia. Chief Medical Officer Dr. Merlin Fredericks-James says she is very pleased that Saint Lucia is the first OECS country to implement the HEARTS Initiative, which will assist with better blood pressure control among Saint Lucians.
The HEARTS Initiative will require the active participation of persons who have hypertension, as well as all healthcare workers, particularly healthcare workers in the primary care settings, such as the wellness centers, district hospitals, the general practitioners within the private sector, and others. The goal is to ensure that persons with hypertension achieve very good control of their blood pressure so that they avoid the complications of high blood pressure.
Permanent Secretary in the Department of Health and Wellness, Felix Sentil, says this initiative is extremely important as it will improve cardiovascular health in Saint Lucia.
In embracing the HEARTS Initiative, we are aware that much work needs to be done to ensure that behavioral change is paramount. The HEARTS modules allow for straightforward information and simple methods which will provide clear guidance to the healthcare staff. These modules undoubtedly will help tremendously with patient education, counseling, and management. And we are anxious to assess the changes in behavior, body mass index, blood pressures, blood sugar levels, and cholesterol levels in clients over the next few months.
PAHO Advisor for Chronic Diseases, Patrice Lawrence Williams, called on stakeholders, healthcare workers, policymakers, and patients to play a significant part to ensure better blood pressure outcomes.
The implementation of the HEARTS technical package is therefore very cost-effective. Our economies can no longer sustain the cost of care associated with the management of cardiovascular diseases at the secondary and the tertiary levels. The HEARTS package utilizes highly efficacious and accessible antihypertensives at affordable prices, designed to improve medication compliance, minimize specialist care, and maximize the affordable cost of primary or preventative health care.
The HEARTS Initiative will commence in 6 wellness centers: Grenivier, La Croix, Ciceron, Babonneau, Richefond, and Bellevue Wellness Centers. Reporting from the Communications Unit of the Ministry of Health and Wellness, I am Fennel Neptune.
The Department of Health and Wellness has received reports of cases of hand, foot, and mouth disease at some schools on island. Hand, foot, and mouth disease is a contagious viral illness. It is common in infants and children younger than 5 years old and spreads easily in childcare settings because of frequent diaper changes and because young children often put their hands in their mouths. However, older children and adults can also get the illness. Dr. Michelle Francois is the national epidemiologist in the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Hand, foot, and mouth disease is a viral infection. It is contagious. It usually occurs in children 5 years of age and under. However, adults and older children can get hand, foot, and mouth disease. Most persons presenting with hand, foot, and mouth disease would present initially with a fever, which would later be accompanied by lesions in the mouth, on the soles of the feet, on the palms of the hands, and it can also occur on the knees and the elbows, the buttocks, and the genital area. There is no specific treatment for hand, foot, and mouth disease. However, fever-reducing medication and painkillers can be used as persons presenting with hand, foot, and mouth disease may have pain in the mouth.
In such instances, parents and guardians are urged to monitor their children as they may refuse eating cool and or cold drinks can be administered to soothe pain. Hot, hard, crunchy and acidic food should be avoided. Persons may not always present all of the symptoms, and some people may not show symptoms at all, but they can still pass the virus to others.
Hand hygiene is also very important in reducing transmission. Hand, foot and mouth disease is transmitted mainly from person-to-person contact when individuals get into contact with the secretions from the lesions, as well as if they are in contact with contaminated surfaces or if an infected individual coughs and sneezes. Therefore, persons presenting with hand, foot and mouth disease, it is advised to refrain from going into work or to school, as this can further spread the disease to other individuals. If you are unsure about your child's condition, or if you notice that signs and symptoms do not improve, we recommend that individuals please go into your nearest wellness facility where you can receive advice and treatment from one of our practitioners.
Hand, foot and mouth disease is usually not a serious disease, and most persons recover in 7 to 10 days without medical treatment. The following measures can be used to reduce the spread of hand, foot and mouth disease. Frequent hand washing, often with soap and water, for at least 20 seconds, especially after changing diapers. Avoid touching your nose, eyes and mouth with unwashed hands. Avoid close contact and sharing cups and eating utensils with infected persons. Disinfect frequently touched surfaces and objects such as toys and doorknobs, especially if someone is sick. Avoid going to work or school until fever is gone and mouth sores have healed. The Department of Health and Wellness urges persons to visit their nearest wellness center for medical attention. And this is the NTN Nightly. Do stay with us.
When a hurricane is approaching, safety of life and the preservation of livelihoods is most important. We should take heed. Create proper drainage along the contour of your farm. Harvest and store all crops that could be harvested, and if possible to sell any produce, do so. Reinforce farmhouses by using screws or hurricane ties to secure the roof and ensure that it is boarded up. Remove all plastic covers from greenhouses and store properly in your reinforced farmhouse. Secure all official agriculture and farming business documents and policies in sealed plastic coverings. And perhaps consider taking out a crop insurance policy to secure your agro livelihood. Take all possible precaution ahead of a hurricane or tropical storm. This is the hurricane season, and we should be prepared. A message brought to you by the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries, Physical Planning, Natural Resources, and Cooperatives.
Welcome back. Ryan O'Brien is out on assignment. He will be here Friday with the latest developments in youth and sports. But we feature the young ladies who gave off their best in the Miss Independence Pageant 2019. Here's Chef Roy Marius.
As part of the 2019 Independence celebration, the Saint Lucia Independence Committee acknowledged and rewarded the participants who took part in the 2019 Miss Independence Saint Lucia pageant. The prize-giving ceremony was held at the Prime Minister's residence on Wednesday, October 23, 2019.
I just want to let you know that small opportunities are often the beginning of big enterprises. I know you've had a long wait for us to reward you, for us to recognize you. But as you go on in life, you'll realize sometimes there are obstacles. But what seems to be an obstacle sometimes is an opportunity to do better. So you had to wait, yes, but it's all worth the wait.
Chairperson of the Independence Committee, Rosella King, commended the girls for putting on a spectacular show.
The Miss Independence show held this year was the best attended in years and showcased excellence from 10 beautiful and talented ladies from the length and breadth of Saint Lucia. Thank you, contestants, for your participation, because without you, we would not have experienced a show of that class, caliber, and high standard.
Let's have it for our queen.
Reporting from the Ministry of Equity, Social Justice, Local Government and Empowerment, I am Chevre Marius.
The Ministry of Commerce, International Trade, Investment, Enterprise Development and Consumer Affairs will be hosting Saint Lucia Business Month from November 1st to 30th. This year's theme, All in Our Journey, Our Future, Propelling Growth Through Entrepreneurship, aims to foster and promote an enhanced entrepreneurial culture in Saint Lucia. The activities for Saint Lucia Business Month will be delivered in partnership with key public and private sector agencies and will include a series of targeted events in the form of panel discussions, workshops, symposiums, consultations, and business-to-business networking sessions. These activities are intended to highlight entrepreneurship and to promote it as one of the key success drivers for our economy's sustainable growth. As part of activities to commemorate Saint Lucia Business Month, a media and ceremonial launch will be held on Friday, November 1st, 2019 at the National Television Network NTN studio at Huron House, Point Seraphine at 10 a.m. And Governor General Sir Emmanuel Neville Snack was recently joined by Prime Minister Honorable Alan Chastanet and the Department of Human Services in celebrating St. Lucia's centenarians. More in this report.
Général, mais moi force puis quoi mettre conscience nous à tout nous qui là était là ba nous porte en mettre nignon en mettre là.
In adopting social development goals which seek to realize human rights for all, the Human Services Department hosted an afternoon tea party to celebrate centenarians around the island. The event was held at the Governor General's residence on Saturday, October 26, 2019. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Equity, Social Justice, Local Government and Empowerment, Velda Joseph, commended the Human Services Department for hosting the ceremony and emphasized the need for more St. Lucians to embrace inclusiveness of the elderly.
In St. Lucia, there is no place for negative stereotypes of older persons. The thinking that older persons should remain home, you don't take them out, the place for them is in the home and they should remain indoors, that should not be entertained in our island paradise. Rather, we must look at what we are doing. We must reorganize our community and national planning to ensure that we have adopted a whole of society approach. Again, it speaks to inclusiveness. Everybody is involved. Everybody has a contribution to make.
Director of the Human Services Department, Beverly Ann Poyot, expressed her gratitude to the centenarians who attended the event and made it a success.
Thank you very much for your time, for being here with us, and for allowing us to celebrate you, to celebrate your accomplishments.
In St. Lucia, there is an urgent need to strengthen social protection against the risk associated with aging, since our fertility rate has fallen, increasing life expectancy. Reporting from the Ministry of Equity, Social Justice, Local Government and Empowerment, I am Chevrolet Marius.
And stay with the NTN Nightly. Up next, Primus Hutchinson is here with the NTN Nouvelle à Créole.
Dans mon propre chemin, bonne santé. Il est absolument nécessaire pour laver la main si vous voulez une bonne santé. Quand même, si vous prenez glossitaine, ou ça fait ces bagailles là. Écoutez, lavez la main souvent et puis glonette avec savon, après condition qui a 6 mains 20 minutes. Par exemple, pour laver la main après vous changer d'arrière-part, servir très vite. Vous tuez les gens qui sont blessés et bien malades. Après vous tuez les animaux et après vous entamez les ordines. Et si vous prenez de l'eau, vous savez ça y a hand sanitizer et bien alcool pour 30 secondes. Lavez la main souvent. Ça c'est une manière pour empêcher maladie. Si vous voulez plus d'informations, priez Bureau Information Santé à numéro 468 53 49.
Welcome back. We join Primus Hutchinson for the NTN Nouvelle en Créole.
Monsieur, Mesdames, département qui a une responsabilité pour l'information en gouvernement Saint Lucia, c'est GIS, ensemble avec la télévision nationale pays NTN, qui a posé une nouvelle à Créole. Posé Primus Hutchinson. Département des affaires les étrangères a fait une présentation en chèque en valeur de $30,000 pour l'organisation Police Saint Lucia. La présentation, c'est pour supporter la police marine. Ça a été fait par un grand dîner qui était prévu en Martinique 13 décembre l'année passée. Conseil général pour Martinique, Guadeloupe et Cayenne, Joanna Salton, déclaré que ces polices-là ont joué un rôle qui est très important pour protéger bonne la mer cette Lucie avec Martinique. Il ajoute que nous tous connaissons qui l'année en pile trafic côté attique des vols et l'autre qui a entré à ces pays là sans la douane connaître, particulièrement en cette Lucie. Salson dit que pays cette Lucie c'est le premier qui s'est attique ça là entré. Alors, il est nécessaire pour la protection en place parce que cette Lucie, même si pas directement, et qu'à protéger Martinique et que les autres pays qui en façade nord. Alors, selon Salton, il est très important pour le département assister ces polices marins. Et par conséquent, Martinique aussi a trouvé assistance parce que le gouvernement Martinique comprend l'initiative là et que pour tirer cette Lucie et puis un pile support. Le ministre des Affaires étrangères dans cette Lucie, honorable Sarah Flood Bobre, parlait de manière les criminels qui ont servi équipement qui est bien avancé et qu'aussi ces terroristes là. Alors, c'est faux gouvernement pour tirer ces polices là et puis équipement qui cette fois plus meilleur. Madame Bobre déclare que la technologie a avancé rapidement et que ces criminels là qui pris l'avantage ça là. Mais il veut dire qu'il n'est pas suffit pour le gouvernement seulement faire bataille contre ces malfoutus qui ont opposé en région. Deuxième grand chef police de cette lycée, Milton Daisy, remercie le département des étrangers pour contribution ça là pour assister la police marine. Il dit qu'il a trouvé nouvelle là était très excité. Il a ajouté que ça a placé ce officier marin à des oppositions qui plus meilleures pour continuer à faire bataille contre le crime sur la mer. Place recherche folklore de Monseigneur Dr. Patrick Anthony de célébrer Journée internationale des langages créoles, lundi le 28 octobre, et puis en Guaco-France à ce langage-là. Depuis l'année 1984, Journée créole a trouvé célébrée et observée tous les années à Caraïbes avec l'autre nation de héritage créole. À la terre, ça veut dire. Une observation, ça a fait à Dominique, Guadeloupe, Martinique, Haïti, etc. L'année l'autre pays, comme Seychelles et Réunion. L'année passée, plusieurs Saint-Luciens étaient sablés ensemble pour réfléchir à ce significance du langage créole pour y quantité qui a progrès qui j'ai fait pour développer et servir le langage là. Le gouverneur général a passé de Paulette Lucie parler de ces grandes démarches que j'ai faites pour pousser le langage là devant à cette Lucie. Il déclare qu'en l'année 1981, il y a tenu deux ateliers régionaux qui étaient organisés par Place Recherche Folklore et Fondation nationale pour le développement et recherche, c'est NRDF. Ces ateliers là étaient à ce langage et puis développement à l'année 1982, yon à ce développement créole antillaise. Avant l'autre progrès, c'était développement et production dictionnaire créole et créole en présentation budget par le gouverneur général. L'année plan pour commencer un programme qui a duré pour 3 années. Ça c'est en l'année 2020 qui a commencé pour instruire créole pour à l'école depuis anti-l'école pour en Guadeloupe 3. Mais comment pour mettre célébration journée créole en vieux fort, c'est une qui était une activité avec yo kagade koyon qui t'a aidé pour cimenter toutes ces communes qui en vieux fort koyon la réunion les maires pour ville vieux fort Mauricia Denbobolen et dit que ça est une cause pour mener cette commune ensemble en vieux fort. Durant la célébration dimanche passé, nous causions puis Madame Bolen, ça c'est les maires, quand c'est des manières de célébration, c'est passé.
Quand on savait là, aujourd'hui c'est journée créole, aujourd'hui c'est journée vieux fort. Quand on savait vieux fort, c'est en place. Ça mettait n'importe ça ouvrir, parce que nous plein l'air. Quand on voit qu'on vient là, à côté, tous ces véhicules là qui partent. So, si vous sortez en East là, ou ça part là, si vous sortez en Ouest là, vous partent en bas. So, depuis 6h30, là, il y a combien de monde qui viennent pour un breakfast? So, actuellement, quand on voit ça, c'est des gens qui viennent pour un lunch. Mais bah, là, pour bien commencer, où ça? On dit ça, c'est un pile monde, ça va un pile monde. Bon, 4h30, on va y vieux fort aimer, yo aimer ces journées créoles là, parce qu'on va mener toutes ces communes là ensemble. toutes ces communes là qui viennent ensemble et ça bon là où des monde vous savez là il va faire des agoues pas des agoues tout le monde can enjoy koyo you can miser koyo ça so nous ni tout bagaille créole là-bas nous ni exhibition tout ça vous voulez nous ni savez
Ministre des Affaires Culture, Fortuna Belrose, c'est là aussi, il y a une célébration encore l'occasion pour célébrer tout ça nous y est, comme Saint Lucia, et de façon nous avons embrassé l'héritage créole nous.
Langage nous, had nous, manger nous, tout bagaille nous nous avons célébré ça. Et que moi bien content pour venir Saint Lucia, à embrasser ça. Et nous just nous continuer comme pays, manière ça, avec tout le monde qui vivre ensemble, vous savez, avec l'amitié, pour y en a l'autre.
Ben après ça nous a fait. Nous après ça, faire ouais, manière à faire te passer en vieux fort.
Mais c'est non, moi c'est Cyril. Toi sous passé, moi il la place là. Moi il n'est que bel gojal. Moi il est doigt qui limo. Il dit moi limo c'est 72369 640. 4 sous passé. Là moi viens boire la place là. Là où me dit tourner non pas bon. Moi dit doigt matin ça couiller doigt. Matin ça couiller. Now we're free. Now we're 6 là. Mais c'est le bagaille. Moi pas qu'à ouais. Oui, allons c'est Bakawe doua. Même si vous pensez à sous-côté, Bakawe me dou Bakawe. Masawe doua, messieurs, Bakawe doua, Bakawe. Même si me gâte dou fode, Bakawe me dou Bakawe. Bakawe doua, oh yo yo yo, Bakawe. Aïe aïe aïe, Bakawe. Oh yo yo yo. Non, touchez tes tout. Touchez tes talons. Non, faut tes boudons. Faut tes boudons. Touchez tes tout. Touchez tes tout. Touchez talons. Touchez talons. Faut tes boudons. Faut tes boudons. J'ai payé aux femmes. Elle fait 6 femmes. Et où t'es béoué. Où l'y pouvait comme ça. Look à Vinbay. Tout le monde. J'ai payé aux femmes. Elle fait 6 femmes. Là où t'es béoué. Où l'y pouvait comme ça. Look à Vinbay. Anouale. Jeanne Mamaï. Oui.
C'est comme ça, affaire de passer en vieux fort pour célébration Journée Créole 2019. Je vous remercie autant pour garder et je vous avoir une invitation. Je ne puis encore les présenter l'autre nouvelle à Créole. Nous avons plié à ce Journée Créole toujours dans l'autre nouvelle. Je vous remercie autant et ça c'est le moins vieux présenter au Lucia.
Merci on Pill Primus. And here's a look at what's happening to us weather-wise.
Partly cloudy skies, occasionally becoming cloudy with some scattered showers, some of which may be heavy in certain locations and isolated thunderstorms. Residents and motorists in areas prone to flooding and landslides are advised to exercise caution. A tropical wave, along with the shear line, will continue to cause increased cloudiness, showers, and isolated thunderstorms across the Windward Islands during the next 24 hours. A second tropical wave located over the central tropical Atlantic is moving westward near 12 miles per hour or 19 kilometers per hour. The tide for Castries Harbour was high at 5:27 p.m. and will be low again at 12:32 a.m. The tide for Vieux-Fort Bay was low at 12:28 p.m. and is high at present. The sea is moderate to locally rough with waves and northeasterly swells 5 to 8 feet or 1.5 to 2.4 meters. Small craft operators and sea bathers are advised to exercise caution due to rough seas. The sun will rise Friday at 5:58 a.m.
And that brings us to the end of the NTN Nightly. Join us next time at 7 p.m. with a repeat at 7 a.m. You can also catch up with us anytime on the Saint Lucia Government Facebook page or YouTube channel. I'm Nisha Charles.